Hey everyone, Lord Necrozome here, welcome to the dark side. Today I wanted to do a little update on my opinion on Sword and Shield and Nintendo as a whole. Cause I just recently bought the DLC and already beat it in like 2-3 days. Partially because I've been busy with our garden, pulling some weeds. And my opinion's only gotten worse of how I feel about Sword and Shield and Nintendo as a whole. First, I wanted to talk. I guess I'll talk about just the DLC, the Isle of Armor. I can't talk about the Crown Tundra because it's not out yet. But if it does come out and I still keep this channel going, then I will make a video on that. So I'll talk about the positives about the Isle of Armor. It gives people an opportunity to make any Pokemon that they have that has the capability to Gigantamax, allows them to by collecting items only found in the Isle of Armor. I will say that is a that's it's that's a positive because breeding a Pokemon that can Gigantamax with whatever stats you want or being shiny can be a problem. I kind of like having to look for hikers, Alolan Diglets that are scattered all throughout all throughout the isle. I think I kind of like doing that. Like it's kind of like a scavenger hunt, I guess you could say. But I'm sorry, it's just really getting really hot in here. Give me a sec. Back to what I was saying. I like that you have to look for someone else's Alolan Diglets all throughout the isle. I kind of like that, partially because I think Diglets are really cute. So there's that. And I do like that they finally added a lot of Pokemon that people wanted to be allowed to bring in. Like Lycanroc was apparently a lot of people's favorite. I like it pretty. I really like Lycanroc, but yeah, I do think it is frustrating that it wasn't allowed in until recently. I do think it's a good idea that they're finally listening to us and adding more Pokemon. And I don't know right now, but they're probably gonna add the rest or add even more into the in the Crown Tundra, and hopefully the Crown Tundra is going to be longer. But they did add quite a bit of more Pokemon, so I will give them that. I like the new dojo, and I love the new mythical Pokemon, Kubfu. Like that little guy is just adorable, and I chose the water type Urshifu, and I really like him and his new ability and his new move, Surging Strikes. It strikes like 3 times, each time landing a critical hit. So it's not that bad. It's pretty. I mean, it's not that bad. It's pretty good. It's decent. I don't know much about the Dark type one because I don't really like looking into trailers and such before playing a game. At least nowadays, anyways. Like, I didn't know too much about Sword and Shield aside from Pokemon being able to Dynamax and all that. I didn't really know much of the story or anything. And, you know, despite the Dexit drama, I was willing to give it a chance. And now I'm going to talk about the negatives. The negatives is now you can have the first Pokemon in your party out with you only in the Isle of Armor. Why? Why? Why only in the Isle of Armor? Finally adding it, I can definitely understand because people were pissed off that you weren't able to have any Pokemon out with you before. But only in the Isle of Armor? Are you serious? Like, why? Why not make it for the whole game? It shouldn't be too hard to do. Hell, even now that you can do it, it's been done. It's done incorrectly. You can't ride a Lapras or a Charizard or a Gyarados or any of that. You can't ride any Pokemon you used to be able to ride if you were to, like, I don't know, ride them back in Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, or if it's a Pokemon that seems big enough for you to ride. You just can't. They just follow you. And as much as I like that, you still can't even really interact with them when they're out. Like, you can't, like see what they're doing. They'll just be following you, and if you get up close to them, then they'll be, like, surprised or something like that. So they still didn't even do it right. Then there's I guess it's the fact that we have to pay $30 in order to make any Pokemon that has the potential to Gigantamax. Like, it's not like we have to pay $30 for that. And as much as I love Kubfu and Urshifu, $30, I mean, that's about it. That's it. I mean, a few extra hours of gameplay and having to deal with Hop again. And I didn't really talk about Hop in my Sword and Shield review, but he's boring. He's just the same energetic, naive kid that doesn't realize he's not the main protagonist, therefore he's never going to become the champion. Just like every other rival and friend in Pokemon. What else? Max raid battles are... actually, there's one more thing I wanted to say that was positive. The new people in the DLC, in the Isle of Armor, I honestly do kind of like the people like Avery's, like this guy that always seeks to be the best, and then Mustard and his wife Honey Mustard. I just got that. Anyway, I guess I'm going to go back to the things I don't like. And actually, I'm going to talk about the Zeraora event that's going on right now. So if people that are playing can defeat 1 million of these before, I think it's June 28th or 29th, then everyone gets a free shiny one. But until that happens, you can't catch any of the ones that you battle in max raid battles. Why? Can we be allowed to keep one Zeraora? Just one? I mean, it's an event. That's what events are for. Events give us Pokemon. I mean, sure, I can understand earning the shiny Zeraora. I don't agree with it, but I can understand it. But just not allowing us to have a regular one at all, or even not having one if we lose, if we don't do it, if we can't complete the event. And I mean, just make it extremely hard to catch it, at the very least, so that everyone has a chance to use their Master Ball. Like throw a rough rock a bone. Throw a rock rough a Cubone, you know? And then there's one more thing I need to add before I go on to anything else. This Pokemon that you cannot catch can be shiny. you can come across the shiny Zeraora in a max raid battle, but you cannot catch it. Not that you'd be able to, because for some reason, when I've been trying to play, there is not a soul online that wants to do anything with another player. And whenever I try to get someone else to help me fight against a Zeraora, there's no one at all who wants to do this event, apparently. And now I've come across 2! And even if I can catch it, despite not being able to catch regular ones, I can, because the internet isn't letting me interact with other players, so I'm stuck with NPCs that get one shot. Nintendo doesn't care anymore. They just don't. They stopped caring around the time. I don't know when they stopped caring, but all I know is that they have. Let's Go, you can complain about that all you want. I can definitely understand that. I honestly liked it. It was a somewhat modernized version of Generation 1. Sure, there was no abilities and you couldn't hold items, but we had Mega Evolution and the introduction of Generation 7 Mythical, because Melmetal and Meltan are net Generation 8. They don't appear at all in Sword and Shield. So they're just not Generation 8 Mythicals. But Nintendo doesn't care. They could have taken like another year or so to make Sword and Shield, and I would probably have no problems with it if they just took the time to make sure it was polished, and if they just paid attention to the little details, then maybe people wouldn't be so divided on this issue. But Nintendo and Game Freak don't care. That's why they cut out half the decks, saying they were going to make brand new models, when the models are almost exactly the same as they've been for the past, 10 years? I didn't want to end up screaming about this back in my original Sword and Shield review, but with 2 shiny Zeraoras popping up that I just straight up can't even try to defeat or catch because Nintendo doesn't care? No, I'm not going to be respectful. I'm not going to hold back when I say that Nintendo does not give a damn about its customers anymore. They just think we're all going to mindlessly buy and accept anything that they try to make us buy. And that's what's happening. Lots of people just accepting Sword and Shield as an amazing game with few or no problems, or they don't see why people have any problems with Sword and Shield at all. Or they think we're just whining because I just paid $90 for a game that is still unpolished, lazy, sloppily put together trash. That's what I paid $90 for. Not something that had dedication and care put into it. Say what you want about Ultra Moon or Ultra Sun and Moon or Sun and Moon. They still had effort put into it. It took a while to make them. Ultra Sun and Moon was more or less the same game, but added things I honestly really liked. Sword and Shield has done nothing to make me think it is worth the $90 I spent on it. Nintendo doesn't care about any of us anymore, and they're just and they just think we're all going to accept anything they throw at us now. They don't care about the fans anymore. They don't care about the people that have been buying all of their products for Lord knows how many years. I've only recently got into Pokemon a couple years ago, but stuff like Sword and Shield and people who defend it and call me just some kind of, and call people like me just someone is just looking for something to complain about. I wanted Sword and Shield to be an amazing game. I wanted to love it. But the whole time I was just thinking, I wish I never bought it, or I wish I could have gotten it cheaper. Because what I've been playing and been stuck with during the virus, that's not worth the money I paid. It's a disgrace to the largest gaming company in existence and the most profitable franchise or gaming franchise in existence. I guess you could say I've come to a realization. I've been a fan of Nintendo most of my life. I've had a GameCube for Lord knows how many years, and it honestly hurts to say that Nintendo and Game Freak don't care anymore. They just don't. They still haven't fixed the bugs and the problems and and small details about the game that people hated. And hell, if any of you have seen the end credits of the original Sword and Shield, like the end credits, I bet you would still see that mouse cursor in the end credits. I bet $5 you would still see it there if you were to complete it now, even after the Isle of Armor. And I don't think they made any patches at all. Like, they've made no patches, or maybe a couple minor things, but nothing that would be noticeable. I bet that the shiny bug is still there, where your chances of finding a shiny are not raised with the new method they made. I don't see why they had to make it even worse for us. I do like that they added that the Pokemon can be marked and have extra things added to their names. Like if you select a Pokemon's champion ribbon or tower ribbon, it will add the Galar champion or the Tower Master to its name, stuff like that. I like that. But stuff being so lazily just so sloppily and so lazily Elmer glued together by one of the largest companies in existence, by one of the most what I'd say is the most loved companies in existence. Nintendo's always been there making quality games and porting quality games, like making deals with other companies that give us fun games. Like, they just don't care anymore. I don't know when it happened, but they stopped. And all I can hope is that the Crown Tundra or later patches are going to make this game more playable, because right now it's just painful to play the game this way, because they don't care. I just paid $90 for Nintendo to jingle the keys of catching a shiny mythical, and then use guillotine on my balls. I don't have any respect for Nintendo anymore. They've lost all respect I had for them. And I'm sure the other people feel this way, and I don't know how many do, but even if you like the game, you have to admit Nintendo isn't giving it their all. So I'll end this video saying this: Nintendo, do better. Thanks for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that. If you have any suggestions for other videos I could do, then feel free to comment away. I'm gonna make some more videos probably. Thanks for watching. See ya.